Surveillance tape captures the scene. 9:47 p.m. A Tuesday night in suburban Denver. A woman in a white lab coat locks the front entrance of a CVS pharmacy. Her name is Jessica Martinez, 34 years old. Single mom. 2 kids. She is closing the store completely alone. Why? Because corporate slashed staffing budgets by 18% that quarter. But here is what she misses. 40 minutes earlier, a customer walked out. He used that exact same door. He asked 3 very specific questions about her hours. And unbeknownst to Jessica, he has a key. In the next few minutes, we will break down exactly how a stranger secures access to a pharmacy without ever being on the payroll. Once you see the system failure here, you realize this goes far beyond a single drugstore in Colorado. As documented in major investigations, this is systemic. This is a case study on how a policy designed to save $127 a week per store opened a back door at 9,247 locations nationwide. And when you discover what investigators found in aisle 7, the statistics stop mattering. You understand why Emma and Lucas still ask their grandmother when mommy is coming home. The initial theory, most assume he got the key from a disgruntled ex-staffer. Logical. Right, someone gets fired, keeps a copy, hands it to a bad actor. Law enforcement operated on that assumption for the first 6 hours. The regional manager confirmed it to the press. You are probably thinking it right now. Wrong. The truth is simpler and significantly more disturbing. He did not need an inside man. He did not need to pick a lock. He simply walked into a Home Depot, 4 miles from the crime scene. 2:13 p.m. Same Tuesday. He walked up to the automated key kiosk, handed over a key-tagged backup pharmacy rear, waited 90 seconds for the cut, paid $3.47 cash, walked out. The source key he copied. He manufactured that one too, 3 weeks prior, using nothing but a smartphone photo. March 8th. Jessica was assisting a patient. The store keys sat on the counter near the pickup window for exactly 11 seconds. Who was our victim, Jessica Martinez, had 6 years of tenure at that CVS. She started as a pharmacy tech right after certification, worked her way up to senior tech. She took every shift available. She had $34,000 in student loans to clear while raising 9-year-old Emma and 6-year-old Lucas. Tuesdays and Thursdays were solo closes. Clock out at 10 p.m. 20-minute commute to her apartment in Aurora. Check the homework her mom supervised. Kiss the kids goodnight. She was excellent at her job. Patients requested her by name. She tracked their meds, remembered the details, asked about grandkids, surgeries, new puppies. She was the human element in a corporate environment. March 8th, a Friday. She helped 127 customers. One of them was David Allen Pritchard, 41 years old. She would have no memory of him, and she would never get the chance to recall his face. But he was watching. By the second week, he spotted the pattern. Jessica always placed her keys in the same spot during data entry, on the counter, next to the computer, 3 feet from the customer waiting area. And on Tuesday nights, she was vulnerable. David Pritchard. Clean record. Worked IT. Support for a medical supply firm. Lived in a 1-bedroom apartment in Lakewood. Drove a 2014 Honda Civic. He had been filling prescriptions there for 8 months. Anxiety medication. Every 30 days. Usually the drive-through, until his behavior shifted. Between January and March, he entered the lobby 6 times. This is a red flag. He started asking questions. Not strange ones. Normal ones. When do you guys close? You work every day? Do you ever work alone back here? Jessica answered with a smile. That is what good customer service looks like. He thanked her. He left. She forgot him 30 seconds later. But the notebook found later tells a different story. 41 pages. Page 1, her name and the pharmacy address. Page 8, her vehicle, silver, 2016, Toyota Camry. Page 12, her license plate number. Page 19, her schedule, Tuesdays and Thursdays marked with red X's. Page 23, a hand-drawn floor plan. Sightlines, camera positions, a note reading aisle 7, dead zone confirmed. Page 31, high-resolution prints from his phone. 6 angles of those keys on the counter from March 8th. Page 41, a timeline in blue ink. March 8th. Photo secured. March 11th. First key fabricated. March 14th. 11 p.m. Test run. No alarm. March 29th. Second key made. April 2nd. Ready. Page 42 was blank, except for a single word centered on the page. Disappear. Here is the terrifying reality. Most commercial key machines can duplicate keys from clear photographs if you know the blank type. David knew. He worked in tech, but his father was a locksmith. He understood the geometry, the pin configurations. He took those photos on March 8th, went home, enhanced them, identified the keyway as a Schlage S. C. 1. March 11th. The hardware store. He walks in claiming he needs a replacement for a broken key. He hands the clerk a blank he purchased online. They cut it without question. 3 days later, March 14th, 11:07 p.m. The pharmacy is closed. The main store remains open 24 hours. He approaches the pharmacy security gate, inserts the key, turns it. The lock disengages. He stands there, 11 seconds, waiting for a silent alarm, waiting for sirens. Silence. He relocks the gate and walks away. Step 1, complete. The interior gate was compromised, but the rear exit required a different key. March 29th. He returns. He asks Jessica a distractor question. His eyes aren't on her face. They are tracking her hands, watching where she grabs the master keys for the restroom, a small hook beneath the counter. A fatal security flaw. He waits for a distraction, leans over, snaps a photo. 2 days later, the second key is cut. April 2nd, 9:14 p.m. The timeline accelerates. He picks up a prescription at the drive-thru to establish a reason for being there. Then he parks, 87 feet from the rear entrance. Trunk prepped, waiting. Let's look closely at the security tapes. 9:47 p.m. Jessica finishes her closing protocol. Front door locked, pharmacy gate secured. She begins the final inventory count. A routine task. Takes exactly 12 minutes. Every single night, interior cameras track her movements. She holds a tablet, scans items, inputs data, moving aisle to aisle. 9:51 p.m. Aisle 4. 9:54 p.m. Aisle 6. 9:56 p.m. She enters aisle 7. Cold medicine. This is crucial. It is the only location in the pharmacy partially obscured by a structural beam. 9:57 and 22 seconds. The rear door opens. The pharmacy cameras miss it, but the main store feed captures the breach. A figure enters. Dark jacket, baseball cap, medical mask. The kind of generic disguise that became invisible during the pandemic. It raises no red flags. He moves with purpose. He knows exactly where he is going. 9:57 and 34 seconds. He reaches the gate, inserts the key. Lock disengages. He slips inside and secures it behind him. 9:57 and 51 seconds. He turns into aisle 7. Jessica is facing the shelves, focused on the count. She doesn't hear the footsteps. Overhead speakers are playing. She has earbuds in. A common habit to pass the time during solo shifts. A habit David noted, documented on page 37 of his surveillance notebook. 9:58 and 3 seconds. He stands 6 feet behind her. 9:58 and 8 seconds. He closes the gap to 3 feet. 9:58 and 11 seconds. He speaks. There is no audio. We only have the visual. She spins around. The tablet hits the floor. Her body language shifts instantly. Startled. Confused. Then, pure terror. All in 4 seconds. 9:58 and 19 seconds. She runs. She sprints for the counter. Reaching for the landline. Reaching for the panic button installed by corporate. A safety measure from a robbery 2 years prior. But she is too slow. He intercepts her at 9:58 and 27 seconds. The struggle is brief. He forces her backward. They move out of the camera's view, back into aisle 7, into the blind spot. For the next 7 minutes and 11 seconds, the feed shows nothing. Stillness. No entries. No exits. 10:05 and 38 seconds. David Pritchard emerges from aisle 7. He is alone. He is dragging something. A large black duffel bag. It wasn't with him when he entered. Investigators would later discover he stashed it behind stock boxes during his March 14th recon. The bag is now full. He walks calmly to the gate, unlocks it, exits through the rear door. 10:06 and 3 seconds. His Honda Civic pulls out of the lot. 10:14 p.m. Jessica's phone alarm triggers, the nightly reminder to wrap up and head home to her children. It rings in the silence of aisle 7. There is no one left to silence it. The question remains, where is Jessica Martinez? 10:47 p.m. Her mother calls 911 after missed calls and a no-show. Police arrive at 10:52 p.m. Front door locked, around back. Rear door closed, but the latch hadn't engaged. Inside, pharmacy gate closed, but unlocked. They sweep the aisles. Aisle 7 is empty. Tablet on the floor, purse on the counter, phone, wallet, car keys all untouched. Her vehicle sits in the lot. Spot C17. Jessica Martinez has vanished. But here is where the case turns truly dark. Police review the tapes. They see the timeline. David Pritchard enters at 9:57 and 22 seconds. He exits at 10:06 and 3 seconds. They see the duffel bag, but notice what is missing. The footage is grainy, low resolution. The angle is poor. The bag is clearly heavy, distended, but the contents unknown. Stolen pharmaceuticals, supplies, or perhaps something else. Jessica Martinez, 5'4", 118 pounds, unresponsive, or deceased. Folded into a piece of luggage designed for exactly that purpose. The medical examiner testified that based on the volume of the bag and rigor mortis, it was plausible. The defense argued physics made it impossible. The jury never got a definitive answer. No body was ever recovered. David Pritchard was apprehended 4 days post-incident, a Wyoming rest stop, 340 miles from Denver. When law enforcement breached his vehicle, they found keys, a notebook, and in the trunk, that black duffel bag. Empty, scrubbed with bleach. But chemistry doesn't lie. Luminol revealed blood in the interior lining. DNA analysis confirmed it belonged to Jessica. Proof she was in the bag, not proof she was deceased. Investigators tossed his apartment. They recovered detailed topographic maps of Wyoming, Colorado, and Montana. They found receipts for a kill kit shovel, industrial sheeting, lime. They found a second notebook containing 8 names. Jessica Martinez was entry number 3. Forensics recovered his browser history. Time for decomposition in cold climates. National Forest cellular dead zones. Can cadaver dogs detect through concrete? The legal battle became the longest in the history of Denver County. 11 weeks. Prosecutors filed for first-degree murder without a corpus delicti. As seen in complex cases covered by programs like 48 Hours, the evidence was circumstantial. Blood, the bag, the planning, the defense narrative. Jessica walked away. She's in hiding. The blood, a nosebleed or minor cut. They claimed the notebook was dark fantasy, not a checklist. Reasonable doubt. The jury deliberated for 6 days. Guilty of kidnapping. Guilty of first-degree murder. Life without parole. Pritchard stayed silent. No confession. No map to the body. 3 years have passed since the verdict. Jessica's mother raises Emma and Lucas. Emma is 12 now. Lucas is 9. They still ask when Mom is coming back. Grandma says she is on a very long trip. The reality is, she is likely somewhere in 2.3 million acres of wilderness, or under concrete in a derelict building, a location known only to one man. David Pritchard refuses to speak. He receives letters every month from the family. They beg for coordinates. They want a funeral. Closure. He never writes back. Total silence for 3 years. But here is what keeps the lead investigators awake at night. That second notebook. 8 names. Authorities contacted women number 1 and 2 immediately following the arrest. Target 1. A pharmacy tech in Boulder. She recalled a customer in January who set off her internal alarms. Invasive questions. She flagged it to management. No action taken. She resigned 2 weeks later. Target 2. Colorado Springs. Noticed a regular in February. Always at closing time. When he commented on her vehicle, she changed her pattern. He vanished. Both were on the kill list. Both were under surveillance. Both survived because they trusted their gut. They altered their behavior. Jessica Martinez was the first who didn't, or the first he successfully cornered. Legal note: the prosecution could not introduce this list. Deemed too speculative, too prejudicial. but FBI behavioral analysts saw the pattern. The notebook had 8 names. Jessica was number 3. 1 and 2 were rehearsals. Jessica was the escalation. The question remains, what about 4 through 8? Post-trial. An investigative journalist tracked them down. Target 4. A tech in Fort Collins. Replied instantly. She quit in March, prior to the arrest. A customer made her feel like prey. He knew her schedule, her car. Management told her she was being hysterical. She relocated to another state. Target 5. Aurora. Same modus operandi. A regular customer. Personal questions. Interactions that felt wrong. She went to corporate security. They cited a lack of criminal evidence. Hands tied. She bought pepper spray. Target 6, 7, and 8 never answered the journalist. Valid contact info. 0 engagement. 2 remain at their original pharmacies. 1 quit 6 months ago. No forwarding address. No social media footprint. Ghosted. Now, if we look closer at the timeline, Jessica Martinez vanished April 2nd. Blood evidence found. DNA match confirmed. David Pritchard convicted. But the body remains missing. 14 organized searches. Volunteers have combed 400 square miles of terrain marked on those maps. Ground-penetrating radar scanned 6 sites. Cadaver dogs checked 11 locations. Nothing. 3 years later. And Emma and Lucas is still sleeping at his grandmother's house, waiting for a mother who isn't coming home. And Jessica's mother has the impossible task of explaining that sometimes people leave, they don't come back. That is the truth. But it isn't the whole truth. Jessica Martinez is in a location David Pritchard selected, a place he mapped out, a secret he keeps. He is serving life without parole. He has nothing to lose. His only remaining power is her location. If we look closer, this is a systemic failure. CVS operates 9,247 stores in the United States. When Jessica's case hit the national news cycle, corporate issued a standard statement. We are saddened. Safety is our priority. We are reviewing protocols. Standard PR control. That was April 9th. By May, the internal memos circulated. Keep keys locked away. Be aware of surroundings. What is notable here? No mention of ending solo closing shifts. No mention of cameras in blind spots. No panic buttons linking directly to law enforcement. Those changes cost money. Training affects the bottom line. Staffing cuts into profit. CVS reported $311 billion in revenue that year. The industry keeps this quiet. Solo closing is standard practice. Walgreens does it. Rite Aid does it. The business model relies on one person. Alone. Surrounded by narcotics, cash, and sensitive data. No backup. David Pritchard's ledger detailed 8 weeks of surveillance. Jessica served 4,000 customers during that period. She had no way to know customer. Number 2, 1,847, was plotting her abduction. Pharmaceutical chains know this is a liability. Employee surveys consistently rank working alone at night as the #1 safety concern. But the cost-benefit analysis is cold. The statistical risk of a severe incident is cheaper than the cost of a second employee, so they accept the risk. They roll the dice. But they aren't the ones gambling. They are betting with the life of every pharmacy tech working a solo shift right now. Tonight, at this exact moment, there are workers closing alone at locations in Denver, Phoenix, Houston, Atlanta, Seattle. They follow the exact handbook Jessica followed. Keys in the same drawer. Working. Skeleton shifts. Corporate decided $127 a week per store is too high a price for safety. And somewhere tonight, eyes are watching. Shutters are clicking. Plans are being made. Names are going into notebooks. 3 years from now, another family will ask where their mother is. There will be no answer. If you work behind the counter, listen to this. Jessica Martinez was a model employee. Professional. Efficient. By the book. She followed every protocol. She closed alone because she was ordered to. And she vanished. If you are a customer and see someone lingering, asking too many questions, making a worker uneasy, speak up. Managers. Stop prioritizing margins over lives. Jessica's mother would trade every cent of that corporate profit to know where her daughter rests. To the executives, that $127 you saved per week bought you a national headline, a wrongful death lawsuit, and the knowledge that Jessica Martinez is out in the wilderness because a second paycheck was deemed too expensive. If you work in healthcare, sound off below about your closing protocols. Here is the advice. Change your parking spot. If you ever get that feeling, that sensation of being watched, questions that feel off, trust that instinct. Jessica felt it. In March, she told a colleague, a regular customer, gave her the creeps. She never filed a report. Why would she? He was polite, curious. It isn't a crime. Until it is, her gut was right. She ignored it to be professional, to provide customer service. That instinct was a survival signal. David Pritchard sits in a supermax prison in Colorado. He receives letters every month from Emma and Lucas, written by their grandmother, asking where their mom is. He never responds. Psychologists believe he feeds on the control. The secret: Jessica's mother visits 14 search sites every April 2nd. She brings flowers to all of them. She doesn't know which patch of earth is the right one. Emma and Lucas are in therapy. They have nightmares. They ask if mommy is cold. They ask if she knows they miss her. They ask when she is coming home. No one can answer. Only one man knows, the coordinates, and he will never tell. The pharmacy where she worked is open tonight. One person, closing alone, following the same protocols, parking in the same spot, working for the same company that let this happen. $127 a week. That was the specific figure. Management calculated that saving this amount was worth the risk of another incident, as documented in investigative programs like Final Moments. Corporate cost-benefit analysis often precedes. David Pritchard holds the answers, yet he refuses to speak until he breaks his silence. She remains missing. The question remains regarding the corporation until CVS determines that safety outweighs the bottom line. The danger persists. Analysis shows a disturbing pattern.